Welcome back to Cam's Kitchen Hacks. My name's Cam, this is the kitchen. You see here, I have chicken, I have lemon, and I have honey. Last episode, I promised you I was going to make a lemon honey chicken, but I left out the lemon and the honey. Now, I know I lied to you guys, and I'm very sorry about that, but today I'll make amends. Today, I'm going to be making lemon honey chicken for reals this time, you guys. For real. Now, it's very simple. All you have to do is get lemon juice and honey. But there's a problem. I don't have lemon juice, but I have fresh lemons. Welcome back to Cam's Kitchen Hacks. In the last clip, I squeezed some lemons and I put them into this thing. For example, this is lemon and this is honey. See it layers like that? That's because of certain densities, but that doesn't matter. You're here to cook, right? So, because I made this little blend here, all I have to do is take my little tiny little spoon. You don't need a big spoon for this. You mix it around. Not too much. Mix it around a little bit. And you mix it around. You're letting the honey uncongeal exactly from the bottom a little bit so it's not as tough. Now, time to turn on the burner. Turn it on a medium, like a 6 or a 5 if you have a particular burner that goes from 1 to 10. And you just kind of wait for that to heat up. Why would you go from high, medium, or should I say kind of a high medium to a low? It's because whenever you throw this in, you want this to be heating up quick, because if you do it too long and it simmers, you could end up accidentally, not burning, but you could end up messing up the honey and the lemon. You want them to be kind of flashed, or frashed if you're illiterate. You want to be flashed hot. You want it to be hot immediately. So whenever it's hot, you turn it down, but if it's too high, it'll boil. So it's a nice little balance there. So I'm going to pour this in. Last clip, I made the little sauce, and as it's cooking and simmering right now, I will prepare the chicken. When you press down, you'll be able to get a tight cut without having to worry about any of that stuff I showed you in the last video. The press, swinging it around, that was a really dangerous thing, and only people who are really skilled with this type of stuff and or trickery will be able to master. This is for a lot of people who don't have the energy or strength to do that in the kitchen. And I believe this to be a very superior form of my technique. Now, as I start to prepare, I need to grab my knife, because I can't cook, I can't cut chicken without a knife. And I will need to make sure, be careful, and start to make a little incision here. Cut through. Now, if you're going to be starting to season, however, you're going to need a pre-blend. Here I have made a blend out of typical cayenne, chipotle seasonings, all this other type of soul food kind of stuff. Stuff that really gives a nice texture, flavor, spice in general. And I also added a little bit of sea salt, which also adds a little bit of texture. In the last clip, I showed you all the stuff with seasoning and preparing the chicken by cutting it up and slicing it. Now, in this part of the clip, I will show you all what you need to do to make and prepare your really nice lemon honey chicken. When you're cooking the chicken, you need garnishes. What I like to garnish with is onions and garlic, right? I'm not much of a greens kind of guy when it comes to garnishing, aside from a little tiny bit of rosemary. Now, aside from that, all you have to do is take your onions, which I pre-chopped in this nice little bowl, and just dump it in. Now, as that starts to cook up, I'm gonna watch very carefully to make sure I don't end up burning or hurting anybody. You can already see it's starting to get a little bit of color there. Watch out. Pop might hit you. Now, this, I have a secondary bowl of this, and this will be after the initial onions burn up and cook, releasing all the delicious juices into it. Now, I'm going to go with a little bit of garlic, and I'm going to apply the nice, delicious, tasty chicken that will sizzle this time. Now, you hear that? That sounds like victory, baby. Now, I'll let those all cook up on one side so I can spread out the juices by cooking the pan slightly. With all this, now, what I did last clip was I started to cook it, and now you can clearly see it's starting to get a lot more cooked. before you add the glaze, imperative that you do this. Right before you start doing anything, you need to add extra seasonings. For me, I do rosemary. Rosemary is very, very, very nice pre and after seasonings or cooking. So when I'm cooking it, I add rosemary. It's going to cook in. It's going to taste really good. It's going to give a good zip, and I prefer it that way. I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary, not too much, not too little. In the last clip, I showed you and I taught you how to do particular things whenever you're cooking the pan-fried chicken. Now it's time for the golden grace. Ah! It's your favorite part. The reason why you came here, the reason why you got mad at me last episode is because I forgot to put the glaze on the chicken. Now, after the pan is cooled down sufficiently, you just add glaze onto the pan. You hear that? Even when it's cooled down. That's certainly you have to act very fast. Even with this, you got to be careful. You roam it around. Just let it get all those juices. If you need to, spread it down. And you see, the already juicy chicken became even juicier just by letting it sit in that juice. That tiny amount, the amount that I had to actually, well, squeeze a few lemons for, get some fresh honey, and make it myself using my lemon honey chicken nuts. Canned Kitchen Hacks. See you next episode. Peace.